Hello, Twilight Struggle fans. Welcome to the Action Round Zero. My name is Jarek, and today I would like to start the broadcast with something different. We will reveal and draw the divisions for the tournament which starts today, the RTSL, the edition 2026A. Okay, let's start. On the left side of the screen, you can see the theme of the tournament without the highest Stalin division. We have two divisions on level 2, Truman and Eisenhower. We have three divisions on level 3, Brezhnev, JFK, Khrushchev. And we have four divisions on level 4, Carter, Reagan, Gorbachev, and Nixon. Now you can see the numbers. The numbers are how the players will be set in each division. So, according, of course, to ITSR. The ITSR has been taken from the Twilight Struggle page 4 days ago, and the first player on the list on level 2 goes to Truman division, the second and the third to Eisenhower, and so on. So, let's start with the reveal. Good. We have the divisions, and now let's go to the right side of the transmission. You can see the Truman division with player's name, where you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. I decided that this year this position will be set up randomly, because as you can see, the player A, so the highest, when we don't do it random, the highest one plays the games with players 2, 3, 4, and so on as the USA. I think it's a little bit unfair, so let's reshuffle it. We start, of course, with Truman and Eisenhower division. We have the players. I use the page random.org for this. And now we can see how the schedule looks like. And now the last Nixon division. And now let's stop for a while to see how the divisions looks like. As you can see on the lowest level, we have some players who are marked with PD, which means play the ranking. They are new players, and they are assigned, of course, to the lowest division. As you can also see, we don't have the highest Stalin division. Why is that? Because we don't have any reveal, because we have only one division on level 1. But of course, we have to draw the positions. And let's see who will play which side against who. Okay, let's randomize. So now we have the full schedule of RTSL 2026A. And now I would like you to invite to the first game of the new season between Ziemowit, Pazderski and Bartosz Wrobel, which will be commented by Justin Abramson and Max DuBoff. See you!
Greetings, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome back to Game of the Week here on Action Round Zero. I'm Justin Abramson. Max DuBoff is coming right up. We've got a real doozy for you here today, as we'll show you the latest installment in the star-studded rivalry between two of the top 3 players in the world, as Ziemowit Pazderski and Bartosz Wrobel go head-to-head. You just heard the division reveal for RTSL 2026A, and what better way to kick off the season than by featuring RTSL's last 2 champions going at it. Neither of these players really need an introduction, but since I have to do it, Ziemowit is the defending RTSL and ITSL champion, while Bartosz won RTSL 2024B. So, let's get things cooking in Game 1 of 55 in the Stalin division as we take our first step toward determining our next RTSL champion. So, wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is for you, put your peepers on the screen and get ready to enjoy some elite Twilight Struggle as these 2 Polish rivals and household names go head-to-head here on Action Round Zero, Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. Now let's bring in Max DuBoff. Now, Max, we've got both hands today. We've got Ziemowit's hand on the bottom. We will have Bartosz's hand on the top right, thanks to the hard work of our executive producer, Anton Scott. So we'll be watching from Ziemowit's side today. He's on the main board, but we got both hands. Give me your breakdown of these 2 hands for our viewers.
Yeah, so very interesting. Not a ton of ops in either hand. So the 4 ops are really going to be waiting for future turns. And a Vietnam headline with defectors in hand is certainly nice. Can't go wrong with a Nasser headline either for Ziemowit. So he has headlines, but he might not have enough ops to do everything he wants to do. And then for Bartosz, he really has what would be a much better USSR hand when he's US. And so he's going to have some hand management issues here. And containment is probably the headline for lack of a better option, but it'll get him a few ops, and so is probably worth it.
Yeah, containment's not bad here. Containment should get you 1 out of Comic-Con, 1 out of Blockade, 1 for SOCGovs, Warsaw AI, and UN. This could be a nice 6-op containment, which would be great. Now, I guess my first question for you, Max, is this a situation after you headline containment? Would you space Blockade and play the rest for ops and hold D-stall, or would you just blockade away D-stall and take the 2 ops of Blockade, get it gone? How would you approach that?
That's always the question, right? I'd prefer to get out Blockade and just not have to worry about it in the future, no matter what happens. But I could see the argument either way. What do you think?
Yeah, I really don't like being surprised in the late war by Blockade. I think, and I like having those 2 ops. So I think I would probably get it out and hope Ziemowit doesn't redraw it on turn 3. But we'll see how he wants to handle it. Ziemowit going to give EEU right away. Would you spread here or just take a coup? Yeah, he's going to take a coup.
Yeah, I think the coup has to be, although that's not the role he wants to see. But with opponent under containment, the problem is if you miss the coup, yeah, now things are starting to look a little dicey, and the Vietnam is going to be a lot less valuable in action round two. So I might have actually even considered starting with Vietnam, although with the containment, that would probably make you likely to get cooed out.
Yeah, this isn't a bad Vietnam hand because you could probably get a good chunk of ops out of your Vietnam bonus. But I
Yeah.
know there are a lot of players, honestly, myself included, that with Nasser and Vietnam, I like to start with Nasser, try a coup, and then just to try and intercept Middle East scoring, and then Vietnam can still be valuable AR2. This is a fine hand for a Vietnam coup war. So we'll
Mhm.
see if Bartosz decides to go to Malaysia here. Some USA players don't like to go to Malaysia immediately because they're afraid of a duck coup at DEFCON 4.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, in this case, especially with being able to spread into Pakistan as well, quite powerful to be able to go into both Malaysia and Pakistan,
Yeah.
I feel
So
like.
my standard 4-op play here is 1 Iran, 2 Pakistan, 1 Malaysia. That would be my play if I were Bartosz.
Mm. What do you think about two Pakistan, one Malaysia, one Lebanon, instead of putting the second? Oh, but you need presence in the Middle East?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I guess yeah, 2 Pakistan, 1 Malaysia, 1 Lebanon. That does make sense because it does give you a presence in the Middle East. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's definitely a thing that could work. It also means you frees up AI war a little bit more.
Hmm.
I generally like to retake Iran both because it's an important country to have and also for IP war protection. Although it seems unlikely that if we know Ziemowit doesn't have IP war, but if he did, I don't know that he'd trigger it right there at DEFCON 4 anyway.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no Malaysia.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he goes with the Lebanon play, and now I think I would just trigger Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And then
I think
start
that
the
has to be
Vietnam
the
coup
play.
war.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, I agree with what you said that Ziemowit is well prepared here for the Vietnam coup war in terms of what cards he can play.
Yeah, there's no other events he really needs to get out. No problems in his hand. Yeah, okay. So Ziemowit wants thinking about spreading. He doesn't want. Okay, he doesn't want. Perhaps Ziemowit's worried that if he plays Vietnam, Bartosz is just going to take South Korea. So maybe he's a little worried about that. Bartosz, I can't imagine
Mm.
would coup here. I would think he would get into India first, probably. But Ziemowit did have an opportunity there to play Vietnam before Bartosz got into Asia. Got into Malaysia.
Oh, no. Hmm. Yeah, well, a good enough roll there.
Okay,
Yeah, now the
so
Vietnam's even more
I
valuable.
I was very much wrong. Bartosz took the coup, gambled a little bit, and now he's gonna pay for that. So a good play by Ziemowit to delay and bait out that Libya coup. So most players don't want to see. That one in Libya is a really enticing coup target. Bartosz bit, and Ziemowit's going to get Thailand out of the deal.
Yeah, so I guess Bartosz has to go into Malaysia and India and just start trying to put pressure on Ziemowit to keep playing there.
Yeah, so if you go, so Malaysia's it's almost wasted at this point because you know Ziemowit's going to take Thailand anyway. The
Yeah,
only reason to go to Malaysia is to prevent your opponent from doing something else. So you could
right.
go to Malaysia and then India, and then maybe you can go to Burma later if you wanted. I would
Yeah,
just. This seems to me, yeah, I would do that.
yeah. I was thinking that the reason for Malaysia is in part just in case USSR has a bad hand and
Yep,
can't respond immediately, needs a space, something like that.
yep. Okay. So now Ziemowit with 4 countries to Bartosz's 2. Bartosz can stop Dom and protect against the IP war by going to India and to Burma if he wants,
Mm.
and then he can take some Southeast Asian countries because Ziemowit would certainly respond to that by taking South Korea. I would have to think.
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
and this was one of the questions this hand, space socialists or play the event. I think that I would have spaced even that though that means foregoing the one up with the containment bonus. What would you have done?
I think I like this better because I think we need to take India to stop this Dom. And we're going to
Okay,
give up the
makes sense.
UK there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And now
Hmm.
I guess Ziemowit is got he's dominated in the Middle East. He's made no progress in Europe, so he'll be holding 5-year plan. You have to think.
Yeah.
And Bartosz has got to take Indonesia. Yeah, Bartosz's got to take Indonesia now.
And it would be nice to get one into Iraq to protect against a possible coup in Iran next turn.
Yep, that also stops Dom in the Middle East.
No, sorry, I meant for Bartosz to get one into
Sorry.
Iraq.
Yes, sorry. I meant I was thinking Ziemowit taking Iraq on AR6, but
Yeah.
yes, getting one into Iraq is always nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's going to do that
Yeah. Hmm.
and hang on to 5-year plan, and then Bartosz has Comic-Con, which would you just take Europe Dom here?
Yeah, I think that is the way to go. Not mess around too much.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't both take Europe Dom and Burma. IP war is going to be enormous here. If Ziemowit
Mhm.
gets it and can flip India, that would be large as it always is. But I
Yeah,
think Europe Dom is the priority.
yeah, and also maybe overprotecting Pakistan because it'll be coolable next turn.
Oh yeah, yep, you could see that, especially if Ziemowit gets the war.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but DEFCON being 3 at the end of the turn, it'll be interesting to see what happens next turn.
Yep, I might have. I liked your idea of one into Iraq. That would have enabled us to take Saudi, maintain the Middle East Dom. But then,
Mhm.
if we do that, we aren't making any progress in Europe and are kind of leaving it wide open, leaving France wide open. That is okay. Yeah, he is going to do exactly that, and he's going to take UK. Okay. Bartosz picks up Europe, so he's probably happy to see that. Picks up Decall. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's happy to see that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Ziemowit, though, with high ops, and he gets 5-year plan Middle East. Oh boy! All right, what are we going to see here?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you gotta just go for the purge, right?
Defectors is gone. This seems to be a clear purge. If you're Ziemowit,
Yeah.
Bartosz, this seems to be a clear Nazis. We've seen sock govs,
Mhm.
and we have seen right. We've seen sock govs. We've seen De Gaulle. We've not seen Suez though.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think I would headline captured Nazi here.
Yeah, I don't think you can headline Europe with Suez unseen.
No, no.
'Cause it would be a good headline for USSR. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. So 2 points, and then
Oh yeah, the
Ziemowit and
doctor. Ooh.
I needed a 3, got a 2. So Ziemowit hands over the 2 VPs to deny Milops to Bartosz, but he can't get him
Mhm.
out of Libya.
Hmm. Yeah, no. Spreading into Africa is definitely a priority here, especially with decal in hand. I mean, taking the Middle East Dom might not be such a bad idea with a 4-op, although it's not clear that, well, no, but it can just be prevented by taking Saudi, so that's probably not worthwhile.
Yeah, Bartosz is also purged, so he
Oh, yes, of course.
cannot take both Libya and Israel
Right.
here.
Yes, of course. And
Um,
probably just one Libya, one Angola seems good.
yeah, question here now is does Ziemowit want to take? So Ziemowit certainly is going to want to trigger the war. That's going to be
Mhm.
huge, even though neither
Yeah.
player has Asia. We've lost Bartosz's hand temporarily. I assume what's happening is that he exited the game for whatever reason and he's coming back in. Video is still rolling, so don't worry about that. His timer's still ticking. So IP war going to be very important. Yeah, Middle East going to be very important. So how are you thinking about Japan? Would you Would you give U.S. Japan, take South Korea? Would you go for a Middle East dom, try and take Saudi and Syria? What are you thinking here, Max?
Yeah, well, trying to take South Korea definitely seems like a priority. Um, I don't really like giving USJ and then spending into the Middle East. It might be a small gain in the Middle East now, but definitely will make it hard to do anything in Asia later. Um, your play of jamming Japan with USJ wouldn't be so bad here, although it would require giving up any chance of Middle East. What would you do with it?
Yeah, so I mean, I like the Japan Jam Japan play if I have a lot of ops and no access.
Yeah.
And especially my opponent's perched, and then he has to spend ops. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's appropriate here. I'd want to get South Korea scored. I would want to have the China card
Mhm.
available, so I'd want to get Middle East scored.
Mhm.
But yeah, Ziemowit can't. He can't go Japan. He can't spend Japan all in the Middle East because if he does that, he's dominated in Asia.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe you take South Korea first, or Ziemowit maybe is not really interested in getting Middle East Dom, and he's going to just 5-year plan it away. We'll see. If I'm Bartosz, I would be trigger independent Reds.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good play. The Greece play was good, but I think that Bartosz has enough ops to be able to fight this.
Yep. Even while purged, he's got a pretty good hand here. And now Ziemowit probably, with no access, is happy to play this European non-battleground game, but he
Mhm.
wants to trigger the war here.
Yeah.
And Truman is going to be
Nice.
probably not the U.S.'s favorite. Oh my goodness!
Oh.
When we have our first big moment of this game, a couple of big misses by Ziemowit in the Middle East, and that is repaid there in Asia.
Mhm. Yeah, no, especially with no access, that's huge. And with Asia coming next turn, he really needs to score this Dom to get into the mid-war without being too far behind.
Okay, so Ziemowit does decide to space U.S. Japan, and now Ziemowit ahead 5 countries to 3, where before it was tied 4-4 and 2-2 in battlegrounds. Bartosz has 2 4-ops, which of course are 3 ops to spend. Oh, and he's going to take Middle East Dom. All right, well, he's not going to probably be displeased to see 5-year plan and Middle East.
Yeah, that's nice on AR5 for US to take that Middle East Dom. I I'm not sure if maybe some preparation in Africa would have been better, but certainly having Israel is good for the future. And it's quite fortunate for him that Middle East was out and is coming back, though less fortunate that Zimbabwe had 5-year plan.
Yep. And Bartosz realized that he did not have the ops to complete the Africa walk and do everything else he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that Libya play at all.
Hmm. Hmm.
No point in doing a West Germany jam. But clever use of independent Reds and Truman there by Bartosz. It's rare as the situation where the U.S. would trigger both in the early war, but
Yeah.
that was absolutely called for in this situation. And Bartosz gets well, he gets 5 VPs, but he would have gotten 1, so he gets 4 extra VPs out of those 2 events.
Mhm. The only thing is, I don't really like not taking South Korea here, because then if Bartosz draws Korean War, which is exactly what happened, then with a 4-op after Zimbabwe coups at the beginning of this turn, Bartosz can take South Korea pretty comfortably.
Yep. Now Ziemowit gets Asia. I'm sure Bartosz was hoping to get Asia and dump it in the headline. So yeah, I agree with you. I would have liked to see him take South Korea. Ziemowit picks up Asia, also picks up CIA, and Bartosz gets Fidel, but I believe Fidel is a redraw. Is that correct?
Um, yes, it came out turn one, I believe, in Zimbabwe's hand.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. Ziemowit does not go with the redrawn purge.
Yeah.
With Decal and Korean War known in Bartosz's hand. Oh boy. Yeah, IP War headline going to be large. Can he flip back? India. It's naked. Another huge moment in this game. And this one misses.
Yeah. I do like the Suez headline because you get a lot of value out of it with doing something to Israel as well as breaking France and UK. So the Purge headline is really tempting, but as far as Suez's go, that was a particularly powerful one in the
Yeah.
headline.
Yeah. And also, purges are great, but you are costing, because certainly Bartosz is going to want to repair the UK, repair France, and repair Israel. So it's costing him 3
Mhm.
ops. And even though like we're not scoring Europe immediately or anything like that. And Ziemowit was taking that risk. Ziemowit has a known CIA. So Ziemowit was just hoping that Bartosz did not redraw Fidel.
Now, why do you think Bartosz did 2 into North Korea instead of 4 into South Korea to take that?
It's a good question. He, I guess, is looking at. So he could have taken South Korea and spaced the war, held decal, or space decal held the war.
Yeah.
With Asia known in Ziemowit's hand. I think that would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's hoping to just get the war out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think using USJ for it would have been fine. And then if Ziemowit wants to put the China card into Japan, that's okay, I think.
Yeah, I guess I think so. I think the answer on that was Bartosz wanted to use Fidel on AR1.
Sure. Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
oh boy, 5-year plan. Okay,
Oh,
pulls purge. So that's
wow.
a big pull. We didn't even discuss that, but a 5-year plan event is a great play here.
Right.
Now Ziemowit has to play China and hold CIA. So
Yeah.
Bartosz needed to put 2 ops somewhere. I think North Korea made as much sense as South Korea, given that he can only play a 2.
Yeah.
Now Ziemowit is going to have to play China. But Ziemowit should score this Dom. He's got Bartosz with 6 countries. Excuse me, Bartosz with 4 countries to Ziemowit 6.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense with playing around the known CIA and also maybe trying to hit Asia with the 5-year plan. So no, that was quite clever. No, I understand.
Yeah. So Bartosz can stop Dom here by taking Afghanistan and Malaysia if he wants to. Or he could forget about that, except he's dominated in Asia, and start spreading around in the mid-war regions. He's got a lot of ops. He could take back UK, take back France. He wants to take Algeria, wants to take the walk up to Cameroon, wants to take Panama, wants to take Mexico. He's got lots of access to do kind of whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, and also taking back the Europe Dom seems like it should be a priority, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, he would certainly want to do that before the end of the turn. He takes Jordan, which is a little to stop Middle East Dom. I don't love that, especially with Ziemowit having just played AI War. So AI War is gone. You don't need to worry about that. I would have rather put those 2 ops into Europe, into UK and France, or into Algeria or Panama or Mexico than Jordan, I think.
I think 1 into Jordan for access to Saudi is fine, but especially knowing that your opponent has the scoring card and 1 unplayable card. But yeah, I think 2 ups seems like a lot when there's plenty of other things to do.
Yeah. And now Asia is scored. Ziemowit is going to have to play China. He doesn't have a great place to use China. So, I mean, he could just jam it into West Germany. Yeah. And Bartosz heard me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fine use of Romanian.
Yep, stops Europe Dom. At this point, obviously, Bartosz knows that Ziemowit doesn't have the scoring. But he may want to take Portugal anyway. Okay, he is going to give Korean War. It will miss. So Ziemowit got a big role in Libya. He got a big role on the IP war, which then came back and Bartosz missed. But there have been a couple of big misses as well. So,
Yeah,
okay.
threatening Algeria is nice.
Yeah, I like that. Stop Europe Dom, threaten Algeria. And we know, I would just, I think, yeah, this is tough. You want to take Algeria. You want to take back Europe Dom.
I was
Okay, just
wondering
give me.
about 1 Cameroon, 1
Yep,
Algeria.
got to get into
Yeah, I
Cameroon
definitely
as
see the wisdom in
well.
that. hmm
And Ziemowit picks up Portuguese, which is large.
hmm And OPEC will be a few points as well, which is nice.
Yep. And Brezhnev, the headline to Space CIA, that's huge as well.
That's really nice.
But Bartosz gets Africa, which he
Mhm.
is, I'm sure, happy to see. Also picks up OAS in South America.
Yeah, would you headline Africa? I mean, we know Ziemowit's hand, of course, but headlining Africa, yeah, I mean, could make a lot of sense. It's probably only going to get worse.
Yeah, if you're not headlining Africa, I think you need to headline Bear Trap.
Yeah,
But then
right.
what are you cooing? You're just cooing to stop the coup in Africa.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
then Algeria's open.
yeah,
And there's no real good coup target at all. Egypt?
yeah. Obviously, if Bear Trap is fine if Ziemowit was going to headline Portuguese, which he has in his hand, but is not headlining. 100% agree with that decision. Portuguese would stop Dom, but in that case, you want to get the scoring out. Okay, yeah, and Ziemowit
Yeah,
not pleased to see Africa because a Portuguese headline would have turned that to 0.
yeah.
Instead, it's 6.
Mhm.
So the Brezhnev headline makes sense. You don't want grain stealing it or whatever. And Ziemowit misses on the coup. Wow.
Yeah, with Bartosz having OAS, even hitting that coup wouldn't have really helped in the long term in South, but certainly for Central, it would have made a big deal with Bartosz holding Liberation.
Yep. So now you're going back to you
Wow.
get back into South America, and so Ziemowit is going to try.
Would you try desperation relines there with Africa already being scored?
Oh boy, I think I would have under Brezhnev try and get
Yeah,
one of those out of there
right.
over taking
Yeah.
Algeria. I'm surprised Ziemowit didn't even think about it.
Mhm. I mean, it might not work, but it seems with no access, seems worth a shot.
Yeah,
No pressing priorities.
yeah. So Ziemowit wants to take. He does need to take Saudi, to be fair, but he has got plenty of ops to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, China makes sense here. You want to spread out in South America with the scoring in your hand, and Ziemowit with no way to meaningfully contest that. I don't. Okay, that's fine. I do not understand Ziemowit not spreading into Argentina there.
Hmm.
I would have gone. I think I would have gone two Venezuela and one Argentina. Um,
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
but Ziemowit does not do the realigns.
Hmm. Yeah, and Portuguese is still a good event, just a little late.
Yep. Yeah, a little late to the party on Portuguese. Ziemowit needs to get one into Saudi. He probably wants to flip Zaire, even with Africa scored, but he's not going to be able to do that. He,
And Haiti and Nicaragua at this point too, right?
yeah, yeah, certainly Nicaragua to try and get to Panama, but
Yeah.
you don't want to give the U.S. Mill ops. Now he can still coup. Bartosz can still coup Southeast African states, but that doesn't really do much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Camp David events annoying for Ziemowit, but he's got to repair Egypt. He really has got to get this Dom off, but he's not going to be able to do it because he
Ooh,
can't repair it with shuttle.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah, that's
it's
brutal for
tough.
Ziemowit.
Yeah.
So Bartosz is going to get South America off for 10,
Oof.
and Ziemowit may be throwing his computer through a wall here.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So Asia is out until the late war. Europe is tied. I mean, Zimbabwe really needs some more sources of victory points here. It's kind of hard to see. I mean, he's going to get maybe a couple for Southeast Asia, maybe a few. So he should take Malaysia and Burma when he can. He's going to get a few OPEC points, but it's going to be tough for him to make too much of a dent in this U.S. lead.
Yeah, it's particularly with Libs in Bartosz's
Right.
hand, which would be a
Yeah.
really great card for Ziemowit to have.
Mhm.
Yeah, shuttle's fine. You could take Southeast Asian countries. Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
That's nice. Set up
Overprotect
for a
France,
possible
kids.
dominant.
No, I am a serial France overprotector.
That's a good vice, I think.
So Bartosz can take that back, or he can trigger the bear trap event.
And I don't love Bartosz having to hold both decal and libs here.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance to space, which is going to be a problem for him with drawing gunmen
And
and
Muslim.
Muslims, which is a little annoying. Okay, Ziemowit gets a great U.S. hand.
Yeah.
Bartosz, though, does get grain and junta, which solves a lot of problems. So, what do you like here? What you would like if you're Bartosz is to headline one of grain and junta and hold the other, but with gunmen in your hand, that's not going to be a thing that happens. So, what do you like? Junta into Panama and then a coup of Cuba? What do you like?
Yeah, that seems probably good. Um, yeah, or or colonial is fine if you think maybe you can distract and then maybe try to get Ziemowit to not coup and then drop gunman. I mean, probably not much chance of that, but might be worth a shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not happening with Ziemowit playing Missile Envy.
No, true.
But Bartosz doesn't know that. We have headline peak, but Bartosz does not.
Yeah. Well, and Ziemowit's gonna get Muslim, so it's not gonna be a coup.
Yeah, so Ziemowit will get Muslims, and then okay, yeah, he's gonna go with grain.
Yeah, grain's fine.
South African is annoying, but a card I think you happy to keep. And honestly, I think you probably just resolve it first and then coup Angola, don't you? As unimaginative as that is.
Yeah, that seems fine. Can't really think of anything better. Yeah, and Junta will still be good mid-turn with realigning Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's right. You want to get into Panama right away, but with libs in your hand, I guess Ziemowit could have D-stall. Ziemowit could have had D-stall and could D-stall into Panama, but if Ziemowit headline D-stall, that triggers before Junta anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, going to take the coup, presumably in Angola, and it, okay, well, just undoes the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I like Egypt there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now Ziemowit down a card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just about to say, do you think you jam France here and try and get it because you know the response can only be 2 ops?
Yeah, that seems nice.
It does, but the problem is we're going to run out of ops. I don't think we're going to win this war. I think it's going to wind up.
We'll definitely have to use China.
Yeah, so we're going to use China, and which is fine. We want to use China anyway. Because we don't want to, because we've got some problems here.
And I guess part of the question is, where else would Ziemowit be spending his ops? He doesn't have a ton of great options. I mean, obviously taking Iran back, taking some Southeast Asian countries.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Those are his best. Iran, Southeast Asian countries, and South Africa are his best use of ops right now. So jamming France is pretty good. Bartosz, I would assume here, is going to just take his 3-op and put it back into France. And then that's kind of it for him. But Ziemowit also doesn't have much going on in terms of ops. Oh, wow. Wow. Bartosz. Bartosz decides to give up on France.
I don't know. I mean, with USSR having so many non-battlegrounds, I don't think I like that. I mean, Iran would be really nice, but it's still vulnerable to a hostage crisis and things like that. So you don't know that you're getting.
Middle East is scored. Europe is not scored. I would have rather made Ziemowit have a 4-op, but it's easy that's one of those things. It's easy for us to say, knowing the rest of Ziemowit's hand was terrible. Bartosz probably saying, you know what, a great player like Ziemowit wouldn't start a jam war like that if he didn't have the ops to follow it up. Ziemowit, on his part, is just saying, you know what, I don't have anything better to do.
Yeah. 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 So, right, give me up D-stall, or decal, I'm sorry, which is going to be annoying, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, giving decal is annoying.
Especially with Southeast Asia not scored yet.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
that's
double
right.
space.
That's
Sorry.
right. Forgot about double space.
Yes,
Forgot about double
of
space.
course.
Bartosz certainly didn't forget
Nice.
about double space because
No. That's very
missed the
helpful.
roll. Okay, Ziemowit needs his mill ops now. Cameroon, I think, is it his only target? Well, yeah, he could go Southeast
Oh,
Africa.
Southeast Africa.
Another one. And then Ziemowit presumably will trigger OPEC here and pick up 4 VPs. So, okay, not a bad turn for Ziemowit. Bartosz had Junta and Grain, but a crappy hand otherwise.
Yeah.
And Ziemowit was able to flip over France. That's why you got to overprotect France, kids. All you kids watching at home, France is an important country and should be overprotected. But we move on.
Truly. And a much needed source of VPs as well for Ziemowit, because now with the score at 14, it was, a bit harder to see a path, but 9 is, still tough, but more doable.
Yep. So Camp David has been triggered, but Sadat's still out there to potentially even up the Middle East. Asia, so IP War is in the discard, so Asia looks like it's going to be red for the time being. The only region that has yet to score is Central. So,
and Southeast Asia.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Southeast. Yeah. And so, one Mexico makes sense, but where are you getting the second op? Are you going to play CRGs for ops? That feels so bad.
I think you have to threaten Thailand, Laos, Algeria.
Yeah. I would like to see, one Thailand, one Laos for sure. I'd be fine with one Zaire, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, one Algeria. Yeah, I like all of that. I like all of that.
That's what I would have done. Yeah. Yeah, and if Bartosz has the opportunity to take Thailand, I'm sure he will really want to. Now, do you use How I Learned to get out of Gunman here? Although with Quag, you don't want to do it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Kennedy. I'm sorry. Bartosz also has Kennedy. So do you use Kennedy just on Gunman, though?
No, I think this may be a situation where you're going to play China, play Cultural, play Nixon to take back China, hold both Kennedy and Gunman, and then you trigger Kennedy AR on turn 7. That I think is probably his plan.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Right now, though, I think the headline is probably Usuri, right?
It seems good to create a distraction.
Bartosz, you flip over Laos with Southeast Asia unscored. You put 2 in Thailand and then maybe 1 into a Korea with the war gone. Because you're definitely playing China this turn with you have all 3 China events in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ziemowit's hand, meanwhile, is garbage. He's got the scoring, and he doesn't have many options. This may be... Boy, you really want to brush Panama here, but man, you might need the ops of brush.
Yeah, and the problem is for Bartosz that he is going to have to drop Cultural to Quag, so he can't get it out of the deck permanently.
That's true. Yeah, he may. Yeah, I guess you dump Cultural. Oh, maybe you don't. Maybe you discard How I Learned.
Yeah, no, that could make sense.
But
exactly what you were saying for the Usuri. Yeah.
Kitchen active now. Ziemowit needs a roll here to turn Kitchen back off.
Yeah, do you give puppets here? Probably. And Space John Paul?
Yep, just like that. Ziemowit says, you know what? I really want to brush Panama, but I've got to have Thailand. He can't lose Thailand here. Now, if I'm Bartosz, I would be fine triggering. I'd be fine spending China now and taking South Korea. I think now's as good a time as any. You free up Cultural.
Yeah. That seems reasonable.
And that should even up Asia. Kitchen is off. Southeast no longer going to be a big number for Ziemowit. Right now, in fact, it's even.
You fiddle with trying to take Malaysia or Burma? Or not bother?
Boy. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what you keep saying, which is Ziemowit doesn't have a lot of great uses for his ops. So even though he has less of them, he may want to just take Southeast Asian countries and say, you know what, I'll spend 2 in Malaysia, make you spend 2 in Burma, and those are 2 ops that are not spent, whatever, taking Mexico or the like, or jamming France.
Yeah, Bartosz needs to take Mexico, but he doesn't have a ton of places for his ops. I mean, he needs to take Spain, Portugal. Both players actually could
Yep.
use Spain.
Bartosz, I would assume that if Ziemowit had Central America, he would have scored it there. We know he doesn't have it. Bartosz doesn't knows no such thing. So maybe there's no rush for him on taking Mexico. Okay, but you were trying to talk earlier. I talked over you a little bit. I apologize. So you've got puppets, you've got the Pope, which is annoying. You've got nuke subs. You're gonna have to give one of these bad cards. So the question is, which one and when?
Yeah. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to give the Pope with trying to get some nice points out of Europe.
Yeah. So okay, gonna UN the Pope. Taking Burma is fine, and then now Bartosz, though, he's got arms race, which he could use arms race to take Malaysia, but I think I would rather use arms race for the 3 VPs and say, you know what, you want to take your extra 1 out of Southeast Asia, you have at it.
Yeah, for sure. And I assume that's why he could as well.
Yeah, I think you take the
3
event
points
to get to 7. Ziemowit pulls 1 back. Now you trigger Nixon, I think.
Seems good. And end the turn with Sadat, do you think?
Yeah, I think you end the turn with Sadat. You would ideally want to have a 2-op to poke Egypt before you play Sadat, but since you don't, I think Sadat is AR7. Okay, nuke subs to space. What is Puppets going to do? That's going to go Guatemala, presumably. Panama should take Mexico, I would think. No. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so with the puppets, Guatemala's good. Maybe just surround Cuba,
Yeah.
even? So
Yeah.
just spend it all in Central with Central coming?
Yeah, that makes sense. You go Guatemala, Nicaragua, Haiti. Ziemowit has to coup in Nicaragua or Haiti. Yeah, Ziemowit thought about placing his ops first, but decides to allow this. Gets the coup. Okay, and now Bartosz just uses Panama to take Mexico.
Yeah, seems good. Yeah, so Africa is very dynamic here. Middle East is going towards being drawish, or at least not a big source of points. Asia's now drawish.
Oh boy,
But
what a
that's South
hand
America.
for Bartosz turn 7. ABM and Salt. You don't even need to use Kennedy here to get rid of Gunman. You could use Salt to do that. D-stall coming too little too late for Ziemowit, I'm afraid. But certainly I was going to say you'd certainly rather be Bartosz on this board, and especially now with that hand.
Well, in terms of Salt versus Kennedy, I mean, holding Kennedy could be nice. Do you want to give up Che? I guess you can space Che, and then you'd have to give up Allende at some point.
Yeah, you'd have to do the Hassan realigns in Chile, I think, is what you'd do. But yeah, this could just be a nice, easy Kennedy. I don't think I would. I don't know that I'd headline Kennedy.
Now, another possibility is ABM coup Thailand in the headline.
Yep. That's very possible. If you can pick up Thailand. Now the other thing is Bartosz has to know. I mean, assuming most of these cards are known, De Gaulle and Sakovs don't do much. South African doesn't do much. And D-stall is known. So Bartosz has to know that D-stall is coming. So if he does go ABM coup Thailand and he doesn't fully flip it, Ziemowit will be able to repair some of that with D-stall.
Yeah,
but
I need a 5.
Again, I don't know that there's a better play out there.
Yeah, I mean, you could play ABM mid-turn for Angola, try to get a little security of not being controlled in Africa, which that's somewhat more conservative play, might make sense on this board with South America looking so good.
Yeah. So if you don't headline ABM, you're just headlining Kennedy, dumping the 3 red cards and calling it good.
The other thing is I really like holding EEU here for the extra impact in the late war.
Yeah. Yeah. EEU would be nasty here if we could get it, if we could hold it. That could really
Yeah,
change the balance of power in Europe.
that's partly why I want to use Kennedy and just get rid of the problem cards and not have to worry about other things to
Yeah.
be able to hold EU more easily.
Yeah. There also aren't a lot of bad scorings we're going to see. I mean, Africa, I guess, could turn bad quickly. But Middle East is roughly a draw. It's not, I am often very guilty of, yeah. And see, this is exactly what I was saying is Ziemowit can now destall and just fix that.
Making him spend his ops there isn't so bad.
Yeah. So certainly, yeah, you got to get one into South America somewhere, even if it's
Yeah.
ineffectual.
Yeah, Uruguay or Colombia just have access to Venezuela and Panama.
I'm not sure I would have taken the one out of Laos. I would have liked to maintain our ability to flip that. I might have taken one out of Nigeria or Haiti.
Hmm.
Oh, and Zemo tries a coup and misses. Woof.
Mm.
Probably going to say something in Polish. Yep, I don't know what that means.
Justin, you've been practicing your Polish, right?
I have not. And I shamelessly Americanized Bartosz's and Ziemowit's name as well.
I've been trying a little bit, but I apologize for any mistakes that remain. Now, I mean, retaking Panama with Central America known is probably the way to go. It is really tempting to flip Thailand with China.
Yep. And particularly with gunmen about to be gone. But I think you just retake Panama. Yeah, you just retake Panama. And yeah, you take Egypt as
Yeah,
well. Now the Middle
that's good.
East is even.
Oh, but I don't like leaving Thailand only barely controlled.
Yeah, Bartosz is going to no, he's going to trigger Salt, pick up ABM. Oh no, he's got of
Oh,
course.
that's great.
What am I thinking? He's going to pick up
Yeah.
Alliance. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. And now Ziemowit needs a big number, gets it sort of, and now we'll see if Bartosz wants to just give gunmen and hold on to Kennedy. Oh, he's going to do neither thing that we want. He's going to do neither thing that
EU?
we want.
Oh,
We
why not
wanted him to hold
nuclear
the
test ban?
EU, and we want or get rid of or hold Kennedy. And it looks like he's not going to do either one.
Yeah, I mean, I just think you really need that coup to hit. So, with the SALT penalty on coups, I feel like making sure with nuclear test ban would have made sense, but took the risk and didn't work.
Yeah. Bartosz, though, probably realizing that getting controlled in Africa, followed by a quick war games, space, we will bury you, Glasgow, something like that, is probably Ziemowit's best path at this point.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I would have rather done something that lets us make some headway in Europe. That EEU turn 8 would have been really nice. Okay,
Yeah,
Ziemowit's redraws are not so great. He does get Middle East, which he'll be able to get off a shuttle-aided Dom.
yeah, yeah. No, Middle East is a solid redraw for Bartosz.
Still,
Although,
Alliance for 6, Middle East for 3 more
yeah,
is a big number. That gets it to 15, and then boy, Central though is another 2.
and also nuclear test ban just for influence to flip Zaire might have made sense there.
Yeah, now that's not bad either. Yeah, you don't have DEFCON to worry about anymore. Alliance is going to be 6,
Yeah.
gets you to 17. Space could get you to 19 if you wanted to try. If you wanted to space a neutral card, I don't know if he would, but you don't have to worry about realigns. Willie is in effect, but you don't have to worry about Italy because of NATO. So you shouldn't lose by Europe. You're not going to lose by DEFCON. Yeah, Bartosz in really good shape here. I wonder. Okay, he's going to use the 4. I wonder if we'll see fix that and then a jam of put a couple in France.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, either Zaire or
Yeah,
France, I think would both be good
yeah.
for
Zaire,
the
no,
other
you're
three
right.
up.
Zaire is better. I think Zaire is better. Nope, he's gonna. Okay,
Oh, he
well,
goes with France.
there you go. Goes
I would have gone
France.
Zaire, but France makes sense.
I was thinking Zaire because you want to deny Ziemowit the chance to get under war games, but that's moot.
Mhm.
Neither player draws war games here.
Yeah, so hostage crisis, certainly a nice card for Ziemowit to see here, especially with Muslims. That can really lock up Middle East.
Yep. And
Cal is great.
Bartosz is going to get to 19, but unless he wants to space Teardown, which Teardown is a fantastic event here, so he's certainly not spacing that.
We can
Unless he wants
space
to
Latin
space
American.
Chernobyl, he's not getting to 20.
We can space Latin American.
Not purged, though.
Oh, sorry, he's purged. Of course, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah, so there's going to be a bit of an uncomfortable purge. Cal,
Yeah.
of course, is active. I wonder if this is just going to be with Africa in Bartosz's hand. Is this just a Zaire flip?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Although, yeah, no, I think so. I think it has to be an overprotect. Flip Zaire and overprotect it.
Yeah, it could be a France flip as well because the purge
Yeah.
won't take effect until after these 4 ops. So do you flip
Yeah.
Zaire over or do you flip France?
Say bird in the hand if you're holding Africa, but um, I mean, getting Europe back is nice.
Ziemowit wants to
Yeah,
space
Cuba being extra careful with space there. Yeah.
early, and now Bartosz. With shuttle gone, Bartosz isn't dominated in Asia, but it's just -1. So the question is, does Bartosz want to space a friendly card for the win? No, he's gonna take a look at Ziemowit's hand first.
Yeah. And also, China to flip Zaire is still not bad. You don't
Yeah, but
want
it's
to
just
give
gonna
up
get flipped
China?
back is the issue.
Oh, because you can't overprotect with Purge. No, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and realigns. Interesting. Taking a realign of Zaire. Excuse me, of Algeria. Um,
Yeah, that's gonna be not something that Bartosz can respond to under Purge.
but Bartosz is probably happy to say, okay, yeah, I'll take
Yeah,
Algeria and get out of
well,
Africa control.
quite true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely nice. Gonna save a few points.
Yeah, okay. And Ziemowit's going to jam there too. Okay, Ziemowit just going to scratch and claw in South America. Says, I'll take. Because he recognized, he's obviously not going to swing 25 VPs and get to War Games range. There's no chance of DEF CON. There's no chance of Europe. So he's got to win this in final. So he's got to flip South America, hope it scores, and go from there. The 6 in Africa will help.
Yeah.
Hostage crisis will help in final. There goes Asia.
Yeah, and there's possibilities for maybe like a turn 10 terrorism and um, giving your opponent some issues with hand management and being able to make some headway there. So,
Yep. Yes, indeed. Okay. So Bartosz gives up 6 VPs in Africa. Could have been 10, but Ziemowit flips South America from +8 US to 0.
yeah.
So that's a big gain for Ziemowit, even though Bartosz remains firmly within War Games range. The hostage crisis flip is huge, even with Middle East scored.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
believe we've seen ABM, but Brush and Junta have yet to come back.
yeah, and now we're getting to a point too where Bartosz needs to really retake this Europe domination, but he doesn't have a ton of VPs on the board, even though he has a big lead built up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, a big coup in Haiti. That's large. Ziemowit needs to get that back. He does. And now AR7. The debt crisis is annoying here. So, yeah, I think you're going to play Teardown. You're going to play... Are you going to trigger the event of Teardown?
I like the event here.
I
Yeah.
think it's
Me
you
too,
and
a
then
non-battle.
you coup Greece.
I think so. Or yeah.
Okay, and it
Um,
does give you a Dom. And okay, now Bartosz gets both Terror and Aldrich.
wow. Yeah.
Ziemowit gets Libs, but again, too little, too late. It's going to be his headline.
Mm.
CRG's is okay. Maybe a flip Zaire with it.
Mhm. And then are you thinking of using Aldrich to get rid of Latin American debt crisis
I guess so. I
and
don't
playing
think
Glasnost for a
with
coup?
Africa gone, I don't. There's no reason to hold Aldrich. I would rather get rid of it, get an extra card turn 10, give myself an extra chance to pick up
Yeah.
Europe
Or war games.
or War Games. Yes, sorry, yes, or War Games. Or see, this is just going to fix Libs. Yep, Iron Lady for a VP. And okay, he's gonna
Yeah.
do the flip.
Hmm. That's nice. Would you play Glasnost for a coup here on Argentina?
I think that's as good a use as any of it. It's exactly what he's going to do. Needs a 4, gets it.
Oh, and it is enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and space is the next important thing. That was kind of
Yep.
sitting out there for a little while. Ziemowit
Yeah.
finally hits that roll.
Hmm. Hmm.
Terrorism for the event. That's the one Ziemowit wanted to hang on to.
Hmm.
Um, this South America clearly isn't getting any better.
Yeah.
I wonder if you. I think you. Yeah, you've got to fix that up, and you got to fix that up. Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, Reagan bombs is a VP. The Pope might. I don't know if the Pope is worth an event. You know how I feel about it. But Solidarity is gone. EDU is gone. Teardown is gone. Chernobyl is gone. You know I love the Pope. Um,
Yeah, I still probably would space it just to be sure,
well, it's in
but it does
Bartosz's
seem fine
hand
to get.
now, so Bartosz can trigger it to take Poland to 1-4, forcing an overprotect.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. No. No. Yeah, it could make sense to trigger it, but not need. I mean, cooing a non-battleground, cooing Haiti or something might
yeah,
make more
yeah,
sense.
that might be better. Yep, he is going to trigger it. Okay.
Yeah, not a bad play at all. Still nice to threaten that. Yep, prepping for
Okay, and
AWACS.
Ziemowit's going to prep AWACS. Muslims is gone, so
Yeah.
AWACS is effectively just a one-op. I would consider triggering Reagan bombs. Get yourself to 10. Get into war game. Make it harder to stop war games.
Mm. And overprotecting France needs to be a priority as well.
Yep.
Yes.
There it is. There it is.
Yep.
So I think you just use Aldrich to dump LADC, and you take and overprotect France with Reformer
That's right.
coming.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I mean, so Ziemowit's really going to need to take a Dom here, maybe two, to make up this
Yeah,
VP
and
differential.
he
And
does not get Reformer, and Bartosz gets Europe.
yeah,
He gets
it's gonna be
nothing with
tough.
which to attack Europe.
And Bartosz has a great hand. Bear trap, brush, even
Yeah,
marshals.
wow.
So,
Even a NATO
wow,
activated special is large. Missile is going to take. Okay, missile's going to take Marshall.
it's nice.
Missile's going to take Marshall, although he's going to be bear trapped. So, okay, yeah, he's going to get 4 ops. And if you want to jam France, like you can jam France if you want to, but Bartosz is just going to get it back. Yeah, I think you have to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really, really annoying. Okay, well, he does flip
Oh,
it. You got
oh,
to discard grain. He misses. That
oh,
should do it.
yeah.
Gotta think that's going to do it. Although IP war could be very
Mhm.
important.
Yep, yep.
Um, Bartosz with just a 2-op play here.
Yeah, but with the extra Europe cushion, gonna be tough to make that up.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay. So
And you
just
don't want to
two.
give up USJ
No, I
either.
guess that's getting you end now.
Yeah, true. Okay. At least he's out.
Okay, poke of
Yeah.
Poland just gets you one extra VP.
Hmm.
Ziemowit needs to take back South Africa. One needs to take Africa Dom, but he's not making up 16 on this board, even if IP war hits. Special's going to make it 18. I think I would put this into a non-battleground. I'm going to brush first, brush Panama. That makes sense. That misses. Classic brush. IP war hits. Classic IP war. So that's
Well, that's
very
nice.
nice for Ziemowit, but still, he's down 14, even with Asia now going to be a big number. Middle East, good. Yeah, here's two more.
Yeah. Hmm. That's fine, but I feel like you need to coup Nicaragua with that, right?
Um, yeah, I guess, yeah,
Only
that,
one VP to put it back in Poland.
yeah, okay, nuke subs for the event, thinking about an Africa coup. Yeah, MBB, sure, that's fine. That's not going to decide Dom, though. I would ignore that if I were
Yeah.
Bartosz.
No, I think Ziemowit needs to get this Central America Dom or an Africa Dom. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, he needs to be getting more VPs here. I
yeah.
mean, though it might just be lost anyway, it might not matter.
Yeah, so let's see. Asia is now 5, 6, 7, I want to say. Middle East is going to be 4. So that's 11. Africa is another 6. So that's 17. Bartosz with 17 now. He's got 16 plus China. But Bartosz also with Europe. So it's Bartosz plus 5 right now. Okay, Central. Yeah, Central is. Okay. All right. So the coup there in Angola
Just enough.
does get just enough. And Ziemowit wants to make sure Bartosz doesn't coup.
Yeah, that seems good.
So I think this is just a fix. Is this just a fix of. No, it's not a fix. It's a China fix West Germany, poke Cuba is going to be good enough.
Mhm.
Right? That's the play?
Yeah, that seems right. Is poking in Asia enough to stop Dom? Let's see. No,
Mm,
6 countries. Yeah, poking in Asia
it
is enough to
is.
stop Dom
No, that's
there.
true.
Yeah. So that's probably even better than
Yeah.
poking in Central
Poking.
America.
No,
All
okay.
right.
Poke South Africa. Okay, that
Ended up being
not what I
quite
would have picked, but
close.
any of those would have been fine.
Yeah.
And Bartosz escapes with a 5 VP victory. So that was an interesting game. I enjoyed watching it. A couple of great players making some interesting decisions. I'm glad we had the opportunity to break it down, Max. What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, it was a really interesting game, and it was one of those where USSR was just behind the 8 ball all game with not having access. And so Ziemowit certainly played that impressively given that difficulty. And there were opportunities where he might have been able to come back, but things didn't quite come through. I think definitely overprotecting France is a big thing here, and also maybe even overprotecting some of the South American countries, even when South America looks stable, could have helped make things a little easier for Bartosz down the road.
Yeah, I think both players failing to overprotect France was important. As you just said, Bartosz had it at 3-0. Ziemowit jammed it and flipped it. Then Bartosz jammed it and flipped it back. And as I recall, they didn't use events to do it. They just jammed it with ops.
Yeah.
And so they, just one extra op in France could have from either one of them could have stopped all that. Now, of course, Bartosz did get tear down. So tear down could have flipped France, blah, blah, blah. The other thing is we talked about it briefly when it happened, but boy, I wonder if Ziemowit could have tried a 4-op miracle realign in South America to try and get Bartosz out of South America when he played OAS and had the scoring in hand. If Ziemowit tries that and hits, that's an immediate 10 VP swing. Obviously, he has to hit both. Even if he just gets one, it's probably a 5 or 6 VP swing right away in South America, and maybe give Ziemowit a chance to get in there later. But that is, boy, that could have been big if Ziemowit had tried that. Instead, he didn't. Made some inroads in Africa, and he did get some points out of Africa, which was nice in the late war. But yeah, I would have rather seen him try. I think I would have liked to see him try those realigns. What are your thoughts on that, Max?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it to spend 4 ops, even if you only get the US out of one of the sides of South America. I mean, of course, it's hard to tell. Realigns are extremely fickle, but if you don't have other pressing priorities, and I don't think that Ziemowit did have pressing priorities at the time, I do think it's worth it. Although they never work for me, but
Yeah. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. When you just pull out a 4-op to try those realigns and you miss, you just feel like an idiot. But when it hits, it can really change a game. So it's easy to second guess. Ziemowit obviously didn't know that Bartosz had the scoring. He didn't know that Bartosz didn't have Panama. He didn't know that Bartosz didn't have puppets. So I've definitely tried those realigns after OAS, hit them, and then just only to be faced with puppets to go right back in. So I've definitely seen that as well. So I can certainly understand why Ziemowit didn't do it. But South America was a big 10 VPs there in the mid-war, although Ziemowit was able to turn it around in the late war and get it to even. Briefly, actually, was ahead in Battlegrounds, but a big Glasnost coup was the end of that. So anyway, an interesting game. Congratulations to Bartosz for getting a leg up here on Ziemowit. He improves to 1-0 in the inaugural 2026 RTSL 2026A season. First game of the Stalin division. Divisions have been released, so you all can start playing now. But and we look forward to that. Max, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, this was a really fun game. Thanks so much to both of the players and to all the viewers out there.
All right, folks. Well, thank you, Max, for joining me today. That's going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle. Hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. But for Max DuBoff and our executive producer, Anton Scott, this is Justin Abramson signing off for now. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.